Welcome to Off Your Game episode 2. I am here with Josh, or shall I say, brother Josh. How are you today, my friend?
I'm good, brother Ron. How you doing?
I could be better. Arsenal only won 4-1.
Only they didn't keep a clean sheet, so you got to be upset about that.
Exactly. I am absolutely livid. But
And Eddie and Kate didn't score.
yeah, your defense is in trouble. Ketia's in the place. One of the greatest strikers of all time, eh?
One of top 1,000.
Top thousand. I don't want to be funny or rude, but I don't even put him in my top 1,000. So just saying.
I heard today, and I want your opinion on this before we start the show, that Ashley Cole is the greatest left back in the history of football. Yay or nay? Ever in the history of football.
Evra or Ashley Cole? Ooh.
Ever. Ashley Cole is the greatest left back of all time, the GOAT of left backs.
I always see Paolo Maldini as a centre back, but I think you see him as a left back.
Both, but yeah. Even if you take
Well,
Maldini out of the conversation.
well, you can't because you just asked me who's the best of all time. Maldini is the best left back of all time, in my opinion, and not Dennis Irwin or Nigel Winterburn.
Dennis Owen, second.
Okay. Who said this?
Another YouTuber. Another one, as if we are kings of YouTube now. Rory Jennings.
Oh my goodness! You know what this guy does? He's got a weekly Arsenal thing that he puts up because he can't understand how Arsenal keeps on winning. He then bigs us up.
I listened to it.
Yeah, he bigs us up he like has some hectic thing that he puts up at the start of it or his program notes or whatever, and then he bashes us. So I don't know. Do you like him? What's the story?
I find him funny. He's like he sensationalizes everything. Like he's so
Lol.
Potter out now. He was Potter in, and now he wants Potter. He would drive Potter to the airport to leave London if he could.
If you were in Chelsea's shoes as a fan, which I know you never will be, do you think they should sack him or do you think they should stick with him like Arsenal did with Arteta?
It's a tough one. It would depend. I would say if they could get Nagelsmann, I would take the risk on him.
Okay,
They
despite the
probably
fact
could
that
get him. I'm sure.
they can, but he likes female journalists, so be careful with that guy. Are you?
They had Mourinho, so.
So true. Right. Yeah. Right, Josh. Do you think you're ready for us to start the slides?
Let's go.
There we go. Righto. So the Off Your Game with Josh and Ronnie is happening. And this is our show for today. So we're going to discuss the Premier League Hall of Fame. We're going to discuss the weekend's Premier League games. So even though I've promoted that I'm going to record this on a Saturday, maybe it's best to record it on a Sunday evening after the league's games. Now, if Arsenal lose to Liverpool at Anfield next week, you won't be seeing me here. So there we go. The relegation battle. We'll get to that. The March Premier League shows and then the upcoming shows on my YouTube channel as well as Spotify and iTunes. Brother Josh, we'll get to that just now. I just want to quickly start off with the Premier League Hall of Fame. Before you chime in, Brother Josh, I just want to mention a couple of things on the slide. And the first thing is that the Hall of Fame 2023 inductees in order: Arsene Wenger, in the correct order, I should say, and Sir Alex Purple Nose Ferguson. Your thoughts on the managers that's been inducted, Brother Josh?
No, Jurgen Klopp. What a disappointment. No, they're fully deserved. They both obviously Ferguson is the greatest manager in the Premier League's history. No question about that. Pep might argue, but I think there's no question at this stage. And Ferguson revolutionized the league with his modern take of not getting pissed before the game.
You're
Who would
referring to
have
the early
thought
90s.
that would help you perform?
No, that is very true. Your thoughts on Arsene Wenger from the outside looking in?
I always liked him. I thought he was articulate. I thought he was. I had a soft spot for Arsenal. I liked his team. I really liked the Arsenal team of the early 2000s. Vieira was one of my favorite players. Henri, Sylvan Ward, Viltord, a lot of the guys
Gilles
I
Grimondi.
enjoyed. Not really Joe Grimondi, but
Nelson Vivas.
I like Freddie Ljungberg. I always thought Perez was a weird player. I don't know, he was a very good player, but I couldn't quite
Agreed.
put my finger on his style.
Mhm.
But still a great player, or very
No,
good.
I hear you. Josh, on the right side of the slide, I'm not sure what you can see, but I can now see clearly
I'm
because I've
blind.
noticed.
I like colors.
Yeah.
It's obviously
Okay, so what?
it's a nominee, right?
These are the nominees, yeah. So obviously they all deserve to be in there, but I'm assuming they're just choosing the batch of players. I'm
Well, I
gonna
can
go.
before just say that the one person that isn't in there that should have been in is of course Dennis Irwin. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are he eventually will come on. They just threw a piece of paper against the wall and came up with some players, so he will eventually get there. It's not done now after this one. It's just this is the class that
No,
they
I know, I
chose.
know. But it's
Right.
kind of like an
Yeah.
NFL draft. The further down the draft you go, the more ignominious.
There we go. You got it, brother Josh. Josh, what I'll do is I'll start from the bottom up and I'll rather ask you which players you disliked, if I can call it that. So, of the bottom three, have you got an opinion on John Terrible, Yaya Toure, and Nemanja Vidic?
I obviously wasn't a fan of John Terry, but he was obviously a great player and deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, I would say, based on his footballing ability and his obviously his trophies. Vidic, I have no real opinion on Vidic, to be honest. Also, a very
Sure.
solid, no nonsense defender. I wouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame just yet. I think he needs to wait a while. And
Agreed.
then Yaya is. I wouldn't. Are three players going in, right?
To be honest, I have no idea.
I
So
think
let's
so.
thumb
I think
suck
there's
and
three
say
players.
yes.
So
Yeah,
I would put Yaya on it maybe a top five or top six short list
but
for
not top
this.
three. But not top three.
I'll have to see the others first. I'm not 100% sure. I'll come back
100%.
to
Yeah.
that.
My thoughts on John Terrible. Yeah, not a great character. He's a bit of a dodgy guy. Comes to trophy celebrations in his full kit. With I don't know if we're going to be cancelled after what I'm about to. Okay, let me rather not say. It's to do with underwear. And then Yaya Toure. Yaya Toure. I agree with you. He probably wouldn't make my top three if we are about to choose three players. And Nemanja Vidic, probably one of my favorite defenders. I couldn't stand the guy, but that's because he was good. So if I'm going to do the following, and that is use each row as we need to choose one player, then I'm going to select Yaya Toure as my one out of the three to go into what we would say we're going to have four. We're going to have four players. So we have to choose one per row to get into the Hall of Fame. Are you happy with
Ditto.
that?
Yes,
Who's your
I'll go
player?
with Yaya.
Okay, so we don't necessarily need to agree on the one. The next row, your opinion, brother Josh, and let me know if I need to name the players if you can't see.
Please, I can't see. Please name him.
Okay, 30 mil Rio, Robbie Fowler, Gary the Last Neville, and Michael. I cannot speak to save my life. Owen.
He can speak. He's all right. I like Michael Owen.
Uh,
Okay,
Danger.
Rio.
Okay.
Rio, also, what's my opinion on him? Terrible pundit. Um, good footballer. Obviously, he was one of the top, probably 3 or 4 centre backs in the Premier League's history, I would say, and won a lot of trophies with United.
Okay. Robbie
And
Fowler, I think he's
then
got two hat-tricks
Robbie,
against Arsenal.
God, as they say.
Yeah.
I used to hate Robbie Fowler because I was a United fan. I shouldn't probably say
Yeah.
that, but Robbie Fowler scored a lot of goals against United in the mid-90s. I
He
remember the
did.
time he chipped Schmeichel.
Schmeichel, you chipped him out.
And yeah, he was a great goal scorer. John Barnes said that he's the best natural finisher he ever played with. So you can't argue with that.
Agreed.
Who came after Fowler? I'm getting
Gary,
old. I'm getting old, brother. Oh,
the
Gary
third
Neville,
one,
of course.
Gary the Lash Neville.
Sunshine Gary.
Sunshine.
He was good at cricket. Maybe he should have stuck to that.
Yeah. I'm sure you would have been able to bowl him out with your off spin.
Leg spin.
Leg spin. Okay. I thought you bowled both.
I could, but it was more of a leg spinner. Um, Gary
Michael.
Neville, solid,
Yeah.
solid player. Most of his talent. That's about it. Good captain. Well, he captained United. He did well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Michael Owen
Michael
is
Owen.
next. Mhm.
Michael Owen peaked at 19 or 18 actually. 18,
Yeah.
19 was his peak. Weird. He had a weird career, Michael. Like 21, he won the
Started.
Ballon d'Or. He started with a bang, and then by the time he was in his mid 20s, it already peaked and was on
Mhm.
the downward slide. So always regretted leaving Liverpool. Never wanted to go back. Never could get back. But still a legend of the Premier League.
Agreed. Is that your opinion finished on Michael?
Yeah, and I would choose Michael Owen as my one of the 4 to go in. Surprisingly, maybe, but yeah, I'll go with Michael Owen.
Righto. I don't see a gun against my head. I hate all four of them, so none of them makes my list.
Okay.
Moving along swiftly. Oh, we've got two former Spurs. We've got a guy that's got a cell phone in his pocket. Only some people will know the joke on that one.
Is
And
that
then
Eddie
we've got
Nketiah?
yeah.
Is he in the Hall of Fame? Eddie!
And then okay,
That's a
so
turn up in the
Josh,
books.
the first one is Andrew Cole. Your thoughts?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of Andrew Cole. Andy Cole, I'll call him. I think he's gone back to Andy now.
Yeah, he
With
changed
his
again now.
he had a brief flirtation with Andrew, but now he's back with Andy. Top striker, very underrated. He scored 100 and I think he scored 187 goals in the Premier League, with only one of them being a penalty, something
Yeah,
like that.
very good
So
striker.
a goal scorer at Newcastle. He was a better goal scorer at Newcastle than United. He peaked at Newcastle actually. In two
Yeah, he
seasons at
did.
Newcastle, he scored something like 64, 65 goals.
Mm, not bad. Thanks for that insight.
Just in the yeah, I think
Uh,
92, 93, 94.
so the next player, before I ask your opinion on him, so I feel a bit okay. So first of all, he was one of my favorite players at Arsenal because he came through the academy, loved the way he played football, and then obviously the incident of him being tapped up at by Chelsea, Mourinho, and these scumbags. But I heard an interview with David Dean, and apparently they were a couple of £1,000 per week off what he wanted, and they just chose not to. They kind of ignored him. So there was a very small amount that Arsenal needed to up his weekly wage with in order for him to stay. And that was basically something that came out recently. Yeah, I think it was in David Dean's book, which I read his book. Yeah, I so but still, I don't know. There's just some of these Arsenal players that ended up leaving. I've got this very sour taste in my mouth even till today. However, it does change slightly knowing what I know now from Ashley Cole. Even the Van Persie situation as well, where
I was going to say Judas.
yeah, let me not start there because I don't want to swear on this podcast. But Ashley Cole, terrific
Leave that to
defender.
me.
Hey,
Leave the swearing to me, please.
yeah. So, Josh, your opinion on Ashley Cole? You already started the podcast with a little bit of a conversation about him.
The second best left back in Premier League history. And and Gary Neville, just to go back to Gary Neville, was the second best right back in Premier League history because, of course, Dennis Irwin was the best right back and the best left back in Premier League history.
No comment.
Ashley Cole is obviously a top player, but I'd still pick Dennis Irwin ahead of him. We'll leave it at that.
Here we go. Jermaine Defoe, West Ham.
It's a weird one, a very weird one. What's your opinion on Jermaine Defoe?
Really good finisher. One of the few toilet bowl players that I actually liked for some reason. So I don't have a negative thing to say about him other than the team he represented for so long. But I personally, I've got no issues with him personally. I thought he was a very good striker.
He was good, but I don't know if he was in this echelon of player. I would have put other players I would have put in ahead of him in this nominee. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. Matt Letizia, definitely,
Mhm.
just from the top
Definitely.
of my head.
Jeez.
Probably even Alquin. I'm joking. Obviously, okay. Current players, I assume, don't get considered.
No.
So, off the top of my head, Letizia definitely. Would is Les Ferdinand there?
He's next.
Next one. Les Ferdinand was a better striker than Jermaine Defoe, definitely. Les Ferdinand was criminally underrated, actually. Top player.
Yeah, he is. Is it okay with you if we decide on this line of players, or do you still want to discuss Les Ferdinand more?
No, that's cool. So it was Ferdinand, Defoe, Cole, and my memory's really going. Who was the
Ferdinand,
first one?
Cole as well, Andy Cole. Looks like we've lost Brother Josh. Brother Josh, are you there? Anyway, I will continue talking so long while Brother Josh sorts out his network. Yeah, so in my opinion, I don't like Ashley Cole for reasons known to
Sorry, I
everybody.
went off there for a second. Can you?
No worries, Brother Josh. I was just saying that I'm selecting Andy Cole in that line. Are you with me? Off again. So I'm selecting Andy Cole over there in that line, and then at the top we've got the likes of Tony Adams, Sol Campbell, uh, Michael Carrick, and Peter Cech in there. Peter Cech, a great goalkeeper for Chelsea. Michael Carrick, always a type of player that could control games, played for West Ham, Tottenham, and Man United. He's managing, I think, Middlesbrough, if I'm not mistaken. But I would always choose Tony Adams and Sol Campbell. I will always choose them ahead of anyone else. So I will obviously wait for Josh to come back on. Unfortunately, we're living in South Africa where there's load shedding and there is all sorts of nonsense with the internet. Doesn't matter if your internet speed is fast. Uh, yeah, unfortunately, that's just how it is. I'm just checking again. Josh, are you there? Not there. Okay, he removed himself now. Okay, so yeah, my thoughts are obviously Tony Adams, fantastic defender, probably my favorite defender of all time. So I would always choose him above everybody else. Sol Campbell, just because of the move from Tottenham to Arsenal, I will always choose him as well. But I can only choose one for this line, so I would go with Tony Adams as the top line. Right, Josh, are you with us?
Yes. So
There
I'll
we
quickly just say sorry for that. I'll quickly
go.
just
Yes.
say Andy Cole. I'll choose for
Okay.
the second line, and the top line is Adams. Who else?
Sol Campbell,
Yeah,
Michael Carrick, and Peter Chick. I'll
check.
just say Chick. Yeah. I wanted to say
Um,
something else. I'm tempted here. Eh?
I'm a big Sol Campbell fan. I would, especially Tottenham Sol Campbell. So I will, I will go with Sol Campbell.
There we go. Sorry, I know you said it and I did register, but I forgot. Who was in the second line? Andy Cole as well?
Andy Cole. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, brother Josh, we've both gone Yaya Toure. You've gone Michael Owen, eh? In the second line.
Michael Owen. Yes.
Josh? Yeah. And then you went Andy Cole. You went Sol Campbell. I went Tony Adams. So I think we're going to leave it at that because there's probably going to be, as you said, three players nominated. But because there's four lines, you went with four. I went with three only because of the fact that I cannot stand anybody in the second line. But if I'm forced to, then I would probably take 30 mil Rio. 30 mil Rio. Righto,
Why can't you
brother
send
John.
Michael Owen?
You have to leave. You need to let it be now because we are moving on to the Premier League weekend. Come on, Liverpool. Brother Josh, what happened? Man United versus Liverpool. Oh, Man City versus Liverpool. Talk to me.
Let's talk about Man United versus Liverpool, please. Um, poor performance. First, City dominated the first half, but Liverpool were at least in the game. Scored that first goal, had a great chance when they were 2-on-1 basically with Grealish cracking back. Salah should have
Too good.
passed sooner, I think, to Jota. Yeah, it could have been 2-0, but wasn't. And then City dominated after that. Utter domination in the second half.
What do you
Your
feel
thoughts?
Liverpool could have done differently? We'll get to Rodri sending off now. Should have been sent off. We'll get to that. What do you think about Liverpool? You're the Liverpool fan. You watch them all the time. What should they have done in the second half?
Played better.
Not concede the early goal and maybe try and get more on the ball.
The thing is, as Klopp would say, be braver for one. Um, the spaces were too big between, I don't know, midfield, and I wouldn't have played Harvey Elliott. I don't think you can play against City with Harvey Elliott and Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right hand side. The two of them too weak. They're just going to exploit that. Um, I would have played. There's not a lot of options, but I think he should have played James Milner.
Agreed 100%. Just his know-how.
Yeah, he could have played on the right side of midfield. He could have helped Trent out, slotted into the right back position. He played right back in the City game at Anfield. So, and
I remember.
he did brilliantly. But Grealish dominated on the left hand side. He won man of the match. So
He was good. Got to admit. So yeah, it just seems like they are
hate
starting
to
to
admit
tick over.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, they're starting to tick over now. They got that last 10 game in the league season form now. It's literally just about how they manage all these games coming up from here on in. Arsenal obviously have the one game a week. We have to go to Anfield. Doesn't matter what people say with regards to Liverpool away from home. They are still top when it comes to Anfield. Am I right in saying one loss only to Leeds? Am I right?
I think so. I don't recall any other losses. I tried to block out the season mostly, but I think
Yeah,
it's one
fair.
loss. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's only that loss. Then they obviously drew against Brighton. They and I can't remember any other dropped points. That's the only two I
No, there
can
have
think
been
of.
other drop points. I think they've got. No, they've definitely dropped other points. They haven't got that
Is
because
it?
they played what at least 13 home games, so that's 39. They can't
I
have
am
more
busy
than
checking as you speak.
28 points.
Yeah. Right. So yeah. So any standout Liverpool players? What's your thoughts on the performance of Salah? Question one. Question number two. Nunez not playing from the start. Your opinion?
Well, Nunes didn't start because of a slight injury he had. He picked up in the
Okay.
Uruguay game, so that's why he didn't start. I was fine with the starting lineup apart from Elliott.
Yeah.
Um, I thought Gakpo played decent. Salah was all right. He scored the goal. He was the most threatening, I would say, which isn't saying much. I thought I thought Henderson and Fabinho did okay. The rest, and Allison, obviously, the rest of the team were poor. I
Yeah.
thought Konate had a poor game. Trent had his usual game this season. We won't say anything more than that. Robertson was all right. I think Robertson had a decent game. Not great, but decent.
Mm. So if I can just quickly go back to the Liverpool topic, they drew their first home league game to
Fulham.
Crystal Palace.
Oh,
Crystal Palace.
no, Fulham was at the Craven
They start.
Cottage.
They started off with Fulham, and then they played Palace the next week, and then they lost to Man United. So that was three losses, one loss, two draws, and then they beat Bournemouth 9-0 and beat Newcastle 2-1.
They were lucky to
Uh,
win that game against Newcastle.
yeah, it was a
So
very, very
97th
late.
win Carvalho,
Yeah,
who then
very late hour.
disappeared off the face of
Yeah.
abducted by aliens.
And then on the 29th of October, they lost to Leeds. Just quickly
And
running
then Forest.
through. Yeah. I'm just quickly going, looking at the home. So it's confusing me, the home and away. So just give me a second.
No, they
Then
beat
it was,
Tottenham at
yeah, no, you're
no
right.
way. They beat Tottenham.
They drew at home to Chelsea. I think it was Mudrik's debut. Mudrik's debut for Chelsea. So that was nil
Yeah,
nil there. And then you beat Everton 2-0, beat Wolves 2-0, and then beat Man United 7-0. And then you had two away losses to Bournemouth since the 7-0, Bournemouth, and then the Man City, and then obviously the Champions League games. So you're going to Stamford Bridge, and then Arsenal come on Sunday. Then you go to Leeds after that. So interesting.
I think top four is done for Liverpool.
So you're calling it
I
now,
can't see
yeah?
them finishing. I'm calling it
Okay.
now. Yeah,
Okay. Are you
live.
going with Newcastle Man United, or are you going with anything else?
I think it's going to be United and Newcastle now. Yeah,
I
that's how it's
agree
looking.
with I agree with that one. Josh, just quickly to run through before I speak about games, is there any games that you saw a decent amount of highlights on that you want to highlight in the games played up till
I
now?
watched the
The
United
nine.
Newcastle game
Your thoughts?
and thought Newcastle absolutely destroyed them, dominated. Should have been 4-0 easily. I mean, they hit the post about 3 times, 4 times.
Three, three times, yeah.
Uh, World Tour. Willock, also ex Arsenal. Willock missed the absolute dream
Sitter.
chance. Sitter, yeah. Um, there were other chances. I don't remember United having a chance.
No, no chances. Well, serious chances.
Did
And
Rashford
then just
play?
yeah, he played. No, well, he was on the field.
Yeah, I know
Josie,
he was on the field, but did he play?
Josie, 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 Josie. Hey,
I watched the
Chelsea
Chelsea
boy.
game as well.
Hey,
I did watch a Chelsea game.
Yeah. What was your thoughts? I only saw the 15-minute highlights. They looked like they had chances, but Aston Villa were clinical. What else can you say about that?
Well, I actually saw the stats, and Chelsea had 27 shots, 8 on target, and Villa had 5 shots, 2 on target. But that doesn't tell
So
the story of the game.
uh, yeah.
It
Even the
really
highlights
doesn't.
showed
Chelsea
they had quite a few.
Chelsea didn't have clear cut chances, except
Yeah,
Mudryk. Mudryk had a clear cut chance,
I
which
remember
he
that. Yeah,
completely screwed up.
he,
But
he hit it straight at
other
the
than
keeper.
that, it was half chances,
Agreed, 100%.
nothing clear cut.
Yeah.
And
Just
Aston Villa
yeah,
took their chance. They took their
very
chances. They were
well.
clinical.
It's a very good goal from McGinn. Eh? Gee, was left footed.
Very good. And a good finish
Phenomenal.
by Watkins. Like, that's not an easy finish.
Watkins. That's not an easy finish. You're right. Yeah. Then the huge relegation game. Did I see West Ham went from 19th to about 13th with a win? Your thoughts?
Teflon David.
Yeah. What were you able to see anything in that game?
I saw bits of that
Highlights?
game, not the entire game, but it looked like a boring game to be honest. It looked It's like West Ham
Uh,
dominated. I saw
yeah.
it, West Ham were on the attack, but again, nothing clear cut. Sort of, I don't know.
No,
There's something missing at West Ham this season. A spark.
the
I,
spark.
I
Yeah.
can't tell
I
you
think
what,
the
but there is something missing.
Yeah, I think they've got some really good players, but there is definitely lots of issues probably behind the scenes that we are unaware of. But a very important win for them. I just want to note a couple of key wins. Bournemouth, a very big win for them. Forest and Wolves also at the bottom drew, so that's 1 point each. Crystal Palace, huge win. I think no, they're not quite
Bro,
safe yet.
Watson has 11 breathe.
Yeah. And then obviously Arsenal were below par and won comfortably still. I thought Leeds started well. First 20 minutes or so, they had a couple of chances. I don't know if Arsenal, maybe just due to the international break, just couldn't get going. But Jesus was phenomenal and soft penalty, but there was contact. So the penalty was a penalty. And then fantastic goals in the second half. Very good goal early on. Why am I forgetting? Oh, Ben White, a good assist from Martinelli, and then a fantastic run from Trossard, and then a good finish from Jesus, and then Xhaka with getting deep into or late into the box and scoring his fourth goal in the last 4 games for club and country. So a very
He's
good win
been on a
for
run.
Arsenal. He's been on a very good run. And obviously, minus the fact that we would be expected to beat Leeds United at home, they sometimes do give Arsenal problems. It doesn't matter what form they're on. And obviously, Man City winning so comfortably earlier should have been a problem mentally for the Arsenal guys. However, they got the
Quick,
job
quick
done.
question for you.
Yeah,
Why didn't Saka start?
he was ill, didn't train the day before. There's a flu
Oh,
bug going around. So Ben White also had an issue. And Nelson had an issue, and then can't remember who the other one. There was 4 players that had a little bit of a bug, but nothing to keep them out of the Liverpool game. It's not an injury, but when he came on, looked
what a
decent. He
pity.
probably, hey,
What a pity.
yeah. We'll get to that game. We'll get to that, or won't we? We probably won't get to it because we'll. No, we might see each other on Saturday morning. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that. I'm gonna chat you with that after the show.
And the
And then
game
yeah,
is only on Monday. Oh, Sunday.
the game is Easter Sunday evening, Liverpool
Yeah.
Arsenal. Then Brighton Brentford end to end game, fantastic goals. I think 4 of
I
them were
saw the
scored in the
highlights.
first 20 odd minutes. So it was an exceptional game. Both teams in form. Both teams are hopefully going to take some points off Manchester City. We're
And
coming
the
for you,
David
Manchester.
Raya, the Brentford keeper, made 11 saves in the game.
In the game, yeah. Brighton were all
Crazy.
over them. But Brentford did create some issues on the counter attack. Henceforth, they scored 3 goals. Josh, quickly, your thoughts on Everton Tottenham tomorrow? I'm going with a 6-0 win to Everton. Come on, you toffees.
I think Tottenham will win. I think
Yeah, I think I
the
said draw.
genius that is Ryan Mason will take them over the line.
Yeah.
2-1 to Spurs.
Yeah, I think we already did those predictions. You said 2-1, I said 1-1 to Everton. Well, Everton
Now you're
1-1
going
draw.
6-0. So
Yeah. Hey,
Sean
let's just
Dyche,
come on, you toffee.
he's got
Right, so Josh, this is the updated league log after the Newcastle Man United game. Arsenal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, so that's the last 5 games. So 5 wins. Arsenal's actually won 7 games since the Man City loss. So good on them. Well done to them. 70 goals scored. So only one. What's going on here? I see City has now conceded less than us. Where did we concede all these goals? Anyway, uh, your thoughts, Josh, on the top. Okay, wait. Let me restructure that question. Liverpool have a game in hand. If they win that game in hand, they go sixth. Let's ignore Brighton's games in hand. If Brighton win both games, they go to 49, tied with Tottenham. If Liverpool win the next 3 games, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Leeds, what do you think? Do they have a chance? Liverpool, your team.
If they beat Chelsea, Arsenal, and Leeds, definitely, but they're not going to.
I'm just trying to give some hope here to the people.
If
Uplift the
Liverpool win
people
the
here.
if they win the next 11 games, they'll finish third.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, you're right.
That's my prediction.
So there we go.
But
So
but they won't.
there's a prediction from Josh: Liverpool to win, and Man City to win all their next games. So there we go.
No,
Fantastic
that's not
stuff.
my prediction.
Where is
Unfortunately,
Chelsea? Hey?
they're not on this page. They're not on this. They just say they're top of the league, but not this league.
Yeah. You remember those notes that the girls used to send in class? Please turn over. Because Chelsea is on the second page, 8 points clear from
No,
the relegation battle.
no girl sent me any notes.
Gee, they have got a negative 1 goal difference. 38 points in 28 games, 10 losses already this season. They've lost as much as they've won after 28 games. I think that's shocking, to be honest. I think that's sackable. Crystal Palace with that win, so they are 4 points clear of the relegation zone, and they've got teams below them to come, so I think they will be okay. Yeah, you're going to have to lean forward. Is there any questions you have on the league log in terms of do I need to tell you anything because of what you can see on your phone?
How many points do Leicester have? 26.
Leicester 25 points after 28 games.
Everton 26.
Yeah, the number next to what was their last result is the number is the points that they've got.
No, I know that. I'm just checking because I can see if I can see it.
I'm just quickly trying to remember the 3 teams you said that would go down. You said Southampton, Bournemouth, and Leeds. Am I right? Or was it Forest? No, it was Forest, wasn't it?
I think I said Southampton was out, but I've changed my mind, to be honest. As of now, I'm going Southampton to go down, Leeds to go down, and Forest.
So the Opta relegation probabilities, that was updated after the 20th of March. So before the games that took place this weekend, that's Southampton definitely going down, and then Everton and Bournemouth having good chances, probably trying to predict some of the games. That Leicester at 12.3%. So I think that might change now. Do you agree with the 3
Who do you think
that's
Leicester
there?
will? No, I think Southampton, Forest, and Leeds will go down.
Okay. So you think Everton will be okay because
Who
of
do you
Sean
think will
Dyche?
manager?
Not Nagelsmann. Ranieri?
Perhaps Potter.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen what the latest odds are, so I won't be able to tell you who that is.
How about
Josh,
Antonio
Yeah.
Conte?
Conte. Or Mark Goldbridge. How about Goldbridge to take over? Come on, you bastards. Mark Goldbridge. Josh, I've just got the fixtures on for the upcoming week. A lot of games that's been rescheduled will be played this week. So Leeds are playing Nottingham Forest in a huge bottom of the league table game. Bournemouth, Brighton. Bournemouth needs to win. Brighton good away from home. And then Leicester are playing Aston Villa. These games are all taking place on Tuesday. Your thoughts, predictions wise, for the Tuesday games, and that would include Chelsea, Liverpool.
Forest and Leeds, are they playing at Ellen Road?
Correct, sir.
I'll go Leeds win there. I think Leeds will win 2-1.
Okay. Agreed. Bournemouth, Brighton.
Bournemouth at home.
Bournemouth at home at the Vitality against Brighton.
1-1.
Agreed, once again. Leicester City versus Aston Villa. Mo Leicester FC.
2-1 to Villa. Villa in form since
Same.
Unai took over. They've got 29 points in 15 games, I think.
Yeah, there we go. Good evening. I'm going 1-1 draw.
Good
I do rate Villa, but I think Leicester needs something. So whoever's the caretaker manager will lead them to a 1-1 draw. Madison will be scoring for Mo Leicester City. There we go. Josh, Chelsea, Liverpool. They are playing Tuesday evening at Stamford Bridge.
I think Chelsea will win. I think it's going to be 2-1 Chelsea, unfortunately.
I'm going 2-2. Desmond 2-2. There we go.
Do you think either team would score 2 goals?
Yeah.
Chelsea would score 2 goals.
Yeah, if you're not careful, I might give Liverpool 3 if you're not careful. West Ham and Newcastle, the Magpies. West Ham and Newcastle on Wednesday evening, 9 o'clock.
1-1.
There we go, 1-1. I'm going the same. And then Manchester United or Salford FC, a team that's not even based in Manchester, against Brentford. Your thoughts, Brother Josh?
United have been poor. Is Casemiro back? Like basically Casemiro FC at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Could be his last game. It could be his last game, or he's back for that game. So I won't be able to tell you offhand now.
If he's back, I'll go United win. If he's back, I'll go United to win. If he's not back, I'll go for a draw.
Okay, I'll go 2-1 regardless. 2-1 regardless to Manchester United, the team that's not based in Manchester.
Salford United.
Salford United. Right, so we've already basically gone through. I just quickly want to run through the slides here that I've got. Hey?
Do you know Leicester could appoint as a new manager?
I still haven't. I haven't checked who they are interested in appointing. So I must still.
No. I'm saying who they could.
I'm listening.
Ted Lasso.
I must still watch the next episode. By the way, I'm one episode behind. Josh, Crystal Palace. Do you think they have any difficult games there in the next 6 league games? So obviously they've already played Leicester. The slide.
If I could see, I would know. No. Read them out to me.
Yeah, no, it's going to take
Stevie Wonder is doing the podcast.
Yeah, just there's a bit of a delay, Brother Josh. I'm just going to quickly skip over to the next side. Let me just quickly get there. There we go. Right, Josh, sorry, I had to now push over through to the awards for the player, manager, goal, and save of the month. Player of the month went to Bukayo Bloodclot Saka. Then the manager of the month went to Mikel, you have nice hair, Arteta. The goal of the month went to a guy, went to a guy by the name of Johnny. So I don't know if that's Johnny English or just Johnny. And then the save of the month, a very important save because Very important save from Mr. Ramsdale, because it could have been 2-0 to Bournemouth at the time of that save. So a very big save from him there. So three Arsenal players, they obviously won all their games in the month. So I think deservedly so. I think
He's our
City might have won.
player.
Hey?
He's our Arsenal player now.
No, he got manager of the month. I don't, the manager of the month, they do have to give a manager of the month award, brother Josh. He managed the team
No, I'm just
to.
joking. You said three Arsenal.
Oh, did I say so? Apologies. Manager of the month, and then
Arsenal.
player and state of the month. Right, oh brother Josh, we've come to the end of the show. Yeah, so we will
Already?
obviously hope to. Yeah, already. Yeah, it's 45 minutes.
So the whole
52 seconds.
page.
Yeah. The upcoming shows, brother Josh, let me just quickly promote these ones. On a Friday afternoon, the Gunning Truth podcast on Spotify and iTunes. You don't need to have an account to be able to log into that. You can just go into spotify.com and select the Gunning Truth podcast, and you will find it there, even on itunes.com as well. And then you can listen to that free. As well as the Arsenal Cape Town website. They promote that on the website as well. On a Sunday afternoon or a Monday morning, I will probably change that for next week's show. On a Sunday afternoon or a Monday morning, I will be posting the show, Off Your Game with Josh and Ronnie, and we will try to get that through to the viewing public. Almost 200 views. I haven't actually
Somebody
checked
please
into
comment. I just want to comment. Somebody say something, even if it's toxic.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh, when was the last time you saw the. Oh, my word.
Sorry, it's my phone. Somebody's trying to call me.
Yeah. Josh, when was the last time you saw the amount of views?
Earlier today, it was 150 something.
Okay, not bad. So that's not bad for episode 2, I think it was, eh?
Episode 2, yeah. The first one was basically a pilot, so our
There
first proper episode.
Yes. So I just want to promote that Monday afternoons, I've got a reaction video, which I record on a Monday morning. I'll be discussing the women's big win against Manchester City today. Arsenal are pushing for the league title in both fronts. Fantastic win coming from behind against a resurgent Manchester City ladies team. And then obviously I'll be discussing in short the Arsenal victory over Leeds United. And then on a Wednesday afternoon, the Tuesday Gunning Truth show on YouTube. I'll either be solo or I'll have a guest with me. Tune in, everybody. It's going to be fantastic to listen to, I think, because how can you promote your own thing and say it's fantastic? I can do it because it's my thing. But brother Josh, all of the best, brother Josh. I hope you have a fantastic week further. We will be discussing again when we will meet up. Have you got any conclusions, brother Josh?
Terrible weekend, football wise.
Football wise, yeah.
But yeah, let's hope for a better week going forward. Chelsea and Arsenal battered. They get battered wherever they go.
There we go. You heard it here first. Arsenal will be getting battered again at Anfield, as per brother Josh. It's been confirmed. You cannot change your prediction. A battering for Arsenal on Sunday from brother Josh. Let's wait and see. I hope Liverpool defend the way they did last week, because then it will be a battering for the other team. Brother Josh, all of the best. Keep safe.
You too. Ciao. Thanks for having me.